Well, hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to our next live event here on LinkedIn as part of Paths to Pleasant Places. We just want to all say thank you. Thank you for joining us. And we plan to be here for about 30 minutes or so because we are mindful of your time. And I know that there are a lot of things that you can participate in. So we will do our best to be concise and share what we have to share with you about our topic. We'd love to make this an interactive conversation, so you are part of this journey. So in the comment section of this event, please do add in your thoughts. You might have something that inspires you. And that's one of the benefits actually of going live as opposed to audio here on LinkedIn, because we can revisit this event. You can go back. So if you can't join us today, we're sorry that you're not here with us, but you can go back and watch the replay. So each month we are picking a topic related to the journeys that we find our clients navigating. And we hope to offer some inspiration, some actionable advice. And our topic today is clear spaces, clear minds, declutter for clarity. And as we dive into decluttering both your physical and mental spaces, I'd like to just sort of stop and think. It's not just about tidying up our physical spaces, that is important, but decluttering our minds and our behaviors can lead to clarity and ease and flow, not only for ourselves, but for our businesses. So I'd like to take a moment to introduce who I am sharing the stage with, these lovely ladies today. And I am joined by my co-hosts. We are 3 positive intelligence coaches, and we are from different corners of the globe, which we'll be telling you where we're from in a moment, but bringing our own style, working with different people in different markets. So welcome to my teammates, Francesca and Kiri. So myself, very quickly, I am a progress and achievement business coach for midlife women. And I'd like to help you get clarity on those business goals and support you with a personalized accountability structure that will help you make that consistent progress and navigate the negative thoughts that create blocks in your path.
Thank you so much, Carol. Ko kiri tōku ingoa. My name is Kitty McRae from Aotearoa, New Zealand. I am an inspirational coach and mentor, and my passion is supporting women.
Thank you, Kiri and Carol, for your warm introduction. I am Francesca Hodwaza. I am based in Vancouver, Canada, and I am a certified business coach. I specialize in helping small businesses, especially family-owned and women-led businesses, navigate with clarity and resilience to be able to achieve their goals for business success, personal mastery, and community impact. I'm glad to be on the platform today.
Lovely. I'm so pleased to be joined by both of you. And as I said, we're from different parts of the globe, and it's just wonderful to come together, that we can do something like this and not have to be jumping on an aeroplane. And or not that I wouldn't want to come to New Zealand, Kerry. So should we do the next one with you?
Oh my, everyone is welcome.
That would be awesome.
They would, and then next round will come up to you, Francesca, in Canada, right?
Yeah, to beautiful British Columbia, Vancouver.
And spring must be coming your way. Is it changing yet?
Yeah, it's a new season. We're in transition here.
Lovely,
it's
lovely.
changing here too. It's getting cooler.
Of course, you're going the opposite way. I know. I was thinking of our title and saying, we're springing into spring, but we do have to be mindful that some of us are falling into fall.
I'm trying not to dive. So this is a great time for us to reflect on how do we transition.
Absolutely. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a season. It's at any time that one can pause and say, let's take note of, what we're doing. And with that, I want to invite our listeners just to stop for a moment and just consider how clutter is impacting you. And I know that, the word clutter, I mean, when I think of this, I just think of mess and overwhelm. There's not a very good connotation for me with the word clutter.
For me, clutter means panic, because it means that I can't find what I'm looking for.
Feels the same way for me too. It feels like breeze.
It's kind of, but the beauty is that what we're going to explore and talk about now is there are ways that we can look at trying to manage and, as we say, declutter. So I just invite you, if you're listening to this on the replay, or if you're listening to us live right now, is just, take a moment to jot down some notes and perhaps carve out some time later in your day or evening to just journal about what clutter and decluttering could mean for you. And I know, we think about getting rid of things in our home, we think about clearing up our desk, but letting go of these negative thoughts and behaviors and mindsets that don't really serve us, it can give you an opportunity for a fresh perspective, and why not? So isn't this a good time to start as we are moving into a brand new month? And I know that, decluttering negative behaviors involves breaking free of habits that hold us. But sometimes those habits might be procrastination, self-sabotage, maybe an unhealthy coping mechanism, but there are definitely alternatives. And part of this journey that we each individually take our clients on with positive intelligence and building your mental fitness is recognizing those patterns. And even if it's just for a moment, we talk about it where we say, putting your hand on the hot stove, does it serve you? For the split second, it does, because it brings your attention to what needs your attention. And I know that, this is part of the learning that we offer with positive intelligence, is recognizing those negative moments and then giving you the tools to do something with them. But Francesca, I know that you have a story to share with us, and we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, Carol, when you talked about, coping mechanism, difficult coping mechanism as part of what could contribute to mental clutter, that brought highlight to the story that I wanted to share with us today. And it has to do with a young man, Austin, whom I encountered recently. Austin invested his life savings to get a job. And the job turned out to be a scam. Austin realizes pretty well that he has been scammed, but he is finding it pretty difficult to let go. And so he is trapped in a cycle of bitterness, doubt, negative belief system, uncertainties, and is unable to move forward towards anything meaningful in his life. And the thing is, consistently holding on to a lost venture can sabotage your mental clarity, leading to poor judgment, impacting your performance, your relationship, even your well-being, and ultimately hindering personal and professional growth. But there is good news, because we can all take steps to declutter our mental space and cultivate positive, resilient, and growth oriented mindset to help us navigate life with ease and flow. So imagine a life without the negative impacts of a cluttered mindset. What would that life look like? And what would you do to step into that life? Carol is muted.
Kerry,
Just
we can't hear you at the moment. There
Oh,
we
sorry. So, for example, that sounds so amazing to kind of, I just started feeling relaxed when you said we do have a choice.
Mhm.
And to know that you're there to actually support people to be able to move past that and have more peace in their life.
yes.
I too would like to share a story. And I have a tendency to leave things to the last minute. I find it really hard to break free of my avoider tendency. So often when I leave things to the last minute, I then panic. And when I panic, my mind isn't working efficiently. A really recent example is when I was trying to find data for a presentation. And of course, I left it to the last minute and I was wanting to make an impact. On my computer, I look up the folder A, thinking it was going to be in the right place. I look up folder B and then C, and I can't find it. Oh my gosh, more panic. Then I go, maybe it was in an email. I look up the emails, the person that would have sent it to me, still nothing. Physically, I feel my heart beating harder. I feel the tension ride through me. I feel my body temperature rise. And I kicked myself for knowing that that was important and not saving it somewhere where I could easily access it. And all that energy that I could be spending trying to develop this presentation, I'm using trying to find this bloody data. And then I stop. I spend 10 seconds tracing my fingers really slowly and feeling all the sensations that those fingers have and the palms have. And I feel my body relax. I realize that the data isn't a showstopper. And I reframe my presentation without the data. And my gosh, I nail the presentation and get the business.
Good for you.
I learned two things from the experience. One is when I get into panic, I can get out of it. And two is if I actually am more proactive, just a little, to clear some of that filing, it does support my efficiency and therefore my impact. So now I do have a filing system. It's not perfect, but there are files in there for each area of my life that are really important. My family photos, my personal documents, the different areas of my business document. And that's really helping me to be less in panic mode. So how relatable is this story to you? How effective is your online filing system? And how will you stop yourself from getting into panic or realize that you are there and being able to get yourself out of panic and get into a positive mindset to maximize your effectiveness? Building your capacity to get into that positive mindset does take time, but from personal experience, it is so worth it. And we're all really keen to share more with you about that. So reach out to one of us for details on what that could look like for you.
Kiri, I loved it when you demonstrated that switch of what we can do. It's so peaceful. And I know that both Francesca, myself, and you, we're very familiar with these tools that we can use because we've been part of positive intelligence and the training for a length of time. But it is still so amazing that when you just offer, and I'm going to be talking about that a little in my story, you don't need much time. At 10 seconds, and already I felt the peace just watching you and just listening to your voice bring me down.
Absolutely. And there are ones that you can do with no one even knowing that you're doing them.
Right? So, well, for me, the clutter feels like I just don't have enough time for things. I put too much on my plate, and one of my saboteurs is the restless. And I think that the restless feeds into that because it allows me to get easily distracted and I'm scattered. And then I try to juggle and I want too many. Yeah, give me this next thing, give me, because the restless is always chasing after the bright and shiny next object and wanting to put too many things on my plate at the same time. And part of the lie that it's telling me that I need to be restless is that I need to continually be on the go. And I'm sure that we all, can relate to that. We feel bad if we just take out some time and actually, as an adult, do nothing. But part of the tools that we use about empathize and reaching back into being empathetic with our child, and if we think of the child that you can sit there for a period of time and do nothing other than maybe draw in the sand and just, but for some reason, my restless saboteur has me go, go, go. You've got to keep going. So one of the things I like to try and do is when I recognize that this appears in my day, it's a process that I have started doing. I've been doing it for quite a while now, but it helps me to switch into starting my day with the ease and flow. And you'll hear us all talk about ease and flow because that is the objective of where we want you to get to is no to the overwhelm and yes to the ease and flow. So what I love to do is what I call theming the days of my week. And what I do with the theming of the days of my week is I allocate certain tasks to the same day each week. And that way I'm not trying to fit things in, squeeze things in, and overcommit. Because when I look at, for instance, Tuesday, I love to set aside for coaching. And if that day is full, the day is full. And not to get myself into that overwhelm. I have specific tasks, on each day of the week. I do give myself Friday off because I believe we all need what I call a CEO day. And your CEO day should be whatever you want to do for yourself. It might mean working on your business, but give yourself a break. So breaking things up, putting them into different days of the week has really helped me feel more in control of my calendar and have more space on my calendar and manage my time more effectively. So I just invite you to consider, what could you do with your calendar and your schedule that can allow some white space for you and to remove that overwhelmed feeling of clutter because there's too much and you don't know which thing to focus on next. And so that you're pulled thin all over the place. So just give that some thought of looking at your calendar and perhaps dividing the days of your week up with specific tasks for each day.
What I love about that, Carol, is that it makes it really clear for me around what I'm going to be doing and not have to worry about my diary of going, where are my spaces? Because I'm only committing to one topic on each day. Thank you so much for sharing.
No, absolutely. Yeah. What I do love to do as well is perhaps every quarter change it up. But I guess that's the restless in me. We can't stick to this for a whole year. You've got to be joking, right?
And I kind of like the fact that he helps you prioritize for effective time management. And when you're managing your time effectively, then you're less likely to encounter some of the difficult aspects of mental clutter. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing
Yeah.
your.
Absolutely. I'd love to throw out there just for to explore, which is another one of our sage powers, where we put things on the table and we look at them and explore them. But the thought of mindfulness and present living, being present in the moment right now, how does that impact the way you would be feeling against your losing time and energy on decluttering, or having this cluttered mind? I don't know if I'm saying that in the way that I'm wanting to get it across, but I find if we are too cluttered and then spread too thin and thinking too far ahead, if we could bring ourselves back into present tense, how would that help us with decluttering?
That's a great way to navigate with focus, with clarity, and precision, because you're not, overwhelmed by different thoughts, different initiative, all clamoring for your attention. You're focusing on the present moment, and that helps you to be fully relaxed and grounded, and prepares you to think about the future with a clearer mind and better focus and precision.
Yeah. So I would love to ask both of you, are there some action steps? Because, I think sometimes looking at this huge big picture and then saying declutter and then going, well, hang on a minute, this is just too overwhelming. So I'll leave this for another day. let's avoid this, right? And we'll do it some other time. So if we could step back from this big picture, what would be some small baby steps that those listening to us could look at taking?
Thanks, Carol. So for me, a couple of baby steps that I would like to put forward as options, because I am an avoider, is to just commit to one thing in your day. And if you commit to one thing for 1 minute, how easy is that? And commit to doing the same thing every day for 1 minute
Hmm.
until it becomes a habit.
Mm.
That's really very powerful. And imagine that one thing helps you to achieve 1% improvement in your overall outlook in life. What would that amount to at the end of the year? That would be huge, huge improvement in your personal development. It sounds simple, but huge impact when you actually pay attention to doing it. Yeah, for me, the focus is more on decluttering your mental space, which is not a quick fix. And
Mhm.
there is no generic solution to decluttering because of the varying factors and circumstances that could lead to mental clutter. So I'm just going to leave you with a three-step framework to help you jumpstart your journey towards mental clarity. And these three steps I call awareness, insight, and action. First of all, the first step is awareness. You need to become more aware of all of the factors that are contributing to cluttering your mental space. You can do that by self reflections or employ tools and resources to help you know more about the behaviors that may be cluttering your mental space. The second step in the framework is insight. You need to gain insight, learn more about how your mental clutter is impacting you. How is it impacting your performance? How is it impacting your relationship? How is it impacting your personality? Who are you now as a result of this impact? And who do you need to become so you can move forward to the next steps of your life? And the third stage in this framework would be action. What action would you take to actually accomplish your goals in terms of decluttering your mindset? And within that action, you have to determine what you can fix in terms of problem solving or what you can shift in terms of reframing your mindset, and who you can work with, like connecting with a coach, an accountability partner, or even a family member. Just like we mentioned previously, that it's a choice for us to declutter our mindset. It's not just a chance, it's a choice. Would you make that choice today?
Would you? So we hope that you have been inspired by listening to our conversation, and we hope that you will take some of these action steps that have been shared. So thank you, Curie and Francesca, because action is what we need. We need these ideas. And of course, once again, we invite our listeners, if you have something else to add that you've tried and that has worked for you, do pop it in the comments so that we can all, we're all learners on this journey of life. So share that with us. So I know that you've heard us talk about positive intelligence and saboteurs and sage, and perhaps some words that might not sound too familiar at this stage. But the starting point is taking us the saboteur assessment to see what's getting in your way and how to look at that. And so it's a complimentary assessment, and it's offered by Positive Intelligence. And so I invite you, reach out to one of us if you would like details of where to find that assessment. And then we would be happy to book a complimentary discovery session with you. And we'll walk through those results, because they can be a little overwhelming when you look at them at first, but there's a lot more to it than, just the few results that come out from this assessment. So reach out. You'll find us here on LinkedIn. I hope that you're either connected to us or following us. Connected allows you to send us a DM. If you're only following, I know that some of the restrictions now on LinkedIn prevent you from sending messages until you are connected, but we would love to walk you through that. So with that, I would love to just let each of these wonderful ladies share where you can find them and what they're offering. And so let me start with Francesca. I will just pop up here where you can find her on LinkedIn. But Francesca, tell us more about where people can find you, how you'd like them to connect with you.
Thank you, Carol, and thanks for sharing the LinkedIn page. People can easily find me on LinkedIn and connect with me on LinkedIn, actually. I am currently offering leadership and resilience coaching for small business owners, and it's a flexible program that can be tailored to meet the unique need of each business or individuals. So you can connect with me to learn more about this program. Thank you.
And my passion is to help people move from being in survival mode to thrive. And if you're interested in hearing what that means for you, through a 3-month program to develop your mental muscle and let go of your panic, please get in touch with me, Kitty-McRae, for coaching through LinkedIn.
And before we leave you, and I know this is really short notice, but I do have an offer on my Thrive and Flourish 8-week Positive Intelligence Foundational Training Package starting April 6th. I know that's round the corner, but I still have space for 2 more people to join me. And if this is just a little too soon for you and you're not ready, I offer support with 15-minute accountability weekly calls to keep you on track. So you will find me at carolclegg.com. And with that, I wanted to let you know we will be back in April. So this is a monthly live that we do here on LinkedIn under our umbrella of Paths to Pleasant Places. And next month, we are going to be talking about how judging yourself, situations, and others can hold you back, not only in your personal life, but in your business as well. So until next time, thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.